From those conversations, it led me to study and explore, and I learned three important terms that I have there in the book for you. Number one is this, and we'll keep referring back to it over the next several lessons. Branding is really your look and feel. That's what people think about when they think about you. I'll give you an example right now. When I say, Chick-fil-A, people think about a certain culture. They think about a certain environment. When I say KFC, they think something completely different. Even though both of these organizations sell absolutely the exact same thing, and arguably KFC's chicken is probably better. You can get real vegetables and all these other things, but the experience, because of the brand, is totally different because of the culture. I know some of you disagree about the food and that sort of thing. Branding is what people think about when they think about you. It is your look and feel. Another term is marketing. Marketing is actually asking for the sale. So what I was doing with the book is just kind of setting it out there. Here it is. But at some point, you got to actually ask people to buy this thing. You got to actually be bold enough to say, hey, I'm something of an expert, so I want you to give me some money for this. So, and I get it. People see these terms in different ways, but this is how I will define these terms and use these terms throughout the Amplify framework. So just so we're on the same page, branding is your look and feel. Marketing is when you're asking for the sale. And then the third term I learned about was advertising. Advertising is really paid marketing. So you can market and ask for the sale without having to pay, but you could also advertise or buy an ad online, or buy a billboard or a radio ad or other kinds of advertising. It's when you pay people to ask for the sale for you, to effectively put you in front of an audience that you don't have access to. Now let's talk about this branding thing. Your branding happens in one of two ways. So everybody that's doing something online, everybody's creating content, creating a course, creating coaching, you're doing counseling, whatever, you have a brand. You have a certain look and feel that people think when they think about you. Now, you can create that look and feel by design and intentionality, meaning you kind of lead people down the journey of what you want them to think about, or it can happen by default. So it's going to happen in one of those two ways. So these were important terms that I started learning all throughout that process. Is really, you got a brand. Your brand can happen by design. Your brand can happen by default. And your brand is just, again, it's just your look and feel. It's what people think about when they think about you and think about your content, think about your organization, think about what it is that you offer. Now, as I continued writing and creating, I learned some of the processes that I use. And so one of the questions that comes up a lot is, where did you guys learn all this stuff, or where did you put it together? We learned about it by actually doing it and then figuring it out, most of it the hard way, by messing up or by stepping into something like branding and marketing and not knowing the difference, or not realize, at some point you actually have to ask for the sale. So we learned that by doing it, and doing the work showed us things that reading a book can't show us. So I actually learned in the trenches. And there's certain lessons I think you're gonna just have to learn. You can learn it in the book, but then you can get in there and you have to actually do it. And it's in the doing of it, very different than just watching the video or reading about it. At some point, you gotta do it, because like playing the game is very different than just kind of watching the game or reading about the game. You gotta jump in and do it.